Hola YouTube, today I'm going to Africa. And yet I'm not even leaving the country I'm in right now, which is Spain. The place I'm going to is called Ceuta. It's a Spanish exclave on the African continent, completely surrounded by Morocco. And I get there on a catamaran ferry that connects Ceuta to Algeciras in Andalusia, Spain, in just an hour. In Algeciras, you can't be quite sure if that sound you're hearing is a church bell or construction work. I know from some other YouTube channels that ferry operators can be a bit nervous about filming inside their terminals, so you might not see much from there. And here we are. See you in a moment. Okay, there was a short moment of worrying. It's all good though. I went inside the terminal and went to the DFDS ticket desk, and I just wanted to ask if I can board with just the confirmation email I have on my phone, which seems to have everything, including a QR code, which is usually what you need. And she looked at it, and then she looked up my reservation number, and then she printed something out, looked at it, and squinted, and threw it away again. And then she called someone, and I didn't understand exactly what they were saying, of course, but it was something about the validity of my ticket. And in the end, she printed 2 tickets out and gave me both of them and said, so this is your boarding pass for this ferry. We open the gates at 9:45, and this is your boarding pass for the return ferry. And by the way, your return ticket is valid for any ferry return, not just the one you booked at 18:30. If you want to go back earlier, you can. So everything was completely fine, but there was a little moment when I thought things might go sideways, but no, all good. Also, there's a little coffee shop here that is just filled with people in army uniforms. And I think that tells you a bit about what kind of place Ceuta is. But we will see more about that later. And here we go, it's boarding time. So far it's all been very smooth. And judging from what's going on inside the terminal, the ferry can't be that busy. We'll see. Alright, this is the jet class area, it seems, which is like the lowest price fare. Still pretty decent. Really, the prices on this ferry are super fair. The most expensive drinks are latte macchiato and fresh orange juice for $2.99 each. Half a liter of water is 99 cents. That's extremely good. And we are off. So what is that place I'm going to? Ceuta is a Spanish town in North Africa, right at one of the world's most strategic choke points. Over the centuries, it's been ruled by a long list of empires, including Phoenicians, Byzantines, Arabs, Portuguese, and then finally Spanish. And that history still shapes what Ceuta is today, a place where Europe and Africa meet, and where politics and geography are pretty much inseparable. Yep, this is going fast. And we're pulling into Ceuta right on time, exactly an hour after leaving Algeciras.
¿Qué pasa?
And I am on the African continent. Cool. Now, I'm not sure how well the GoPro could capture that, but the coastline around this place is dramatic. So we're in a small Spanish town that is surrounded by Morocco and the sea. And at first glimpse, it looks like a small Spanish town. But when you see these old city walls, you can imagine how often this place has been fought over in history. So why is this Spain and not Morocco today? Well, it's been Spanish since 1668, when Ceuta was given to Spain by Portugal. And then when Morocco became a Spanish protectorate in 1912, this place was already Spanish. And so when Morocco gained its independence in 1956, this simply remained with Spain because it had been Spain before. Location right at the Strait of Gibraltar, separating the Atlantic Ocean from the Mediterranean Sea, has caused many empires to try to seize control of the city. To this day, it's reason for trouble. Morocco has repeatedly called for Spain to transfer the sovereignty of Ceuta to Morocco, which Spain has no intention to do, causing continuous tensions between the two countries. All right, let's head to the city center. Okay, you walk down some very important looking catacombs and you get to the beach. I like that. All right, but now to the city center, Plaza de Africa. I am not entirely sure what kind of town I was expecting. Maybe something a bit grittier since it's a port city and an exclave. But this is really neat. Right, let's head down what seems to be the main road. One thing I noticed very quickly after arriving here is that Ceuta has a very sizable Muslim population, estimated at least 30%, if not more. And in fact, Ceuta is still a predominantly Christian city, but it has made al-Adha, the Muslim feast of the sacrifice, an official holiday. In fact, Ceuta prides itself on being a city of four cultures: Christian, Muslim, Jewish and Hindu. With a bonus culture being Targaryen, because this is the actual House of the Dragons. So far, this Spanish city in Africa seems to work really well. It just feels like a very lively and multicultural town. But of course, there's always more than one side to any story, and we will get to the flip side of Ceuta after lunch. I saw that there is also a market, and I'm going to check that out. Honestly, that was the best tapas I've had so far. So if you're ever in Ceuta, do yourself a favor, go to La Fuentecita for lunch. Highly recommended, absolutely delicious. All right, so the marina here is not the only thing that is fenced off. In fact, all of Ceuta is like one large gated community, because since 1993, a fence has separated it from Morocco. And the reason is that its geographical location makes the town an obvious destination for people escaping sub-Saharan countries, either for economical reasons or because of armed conflict. To them, Ceuta is like the gateway into the EU. So on one side, Ceuta is a little town where people from many different cultures and backgrounds live together without even making a deal about it, which I love. And on the other hand, police and the military keep a close eye on everything that's happening, especially who comes in using this port. So there's a lot of migration pressure here. And look, I'm not judging or condemning anyone. I think I understand completely if you escape your home country because it's war-torn or just hopelessly poor. I'm just saying, not everything is coming up roses in Ceuta. In fact, it's rather complicated. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. The next one will be a bit like the opposite. Staying in Europe, but leaving the country for a day and on foot. I hope you tune in again, and until then, take care, stay safe. Bye bye.